Rugby World Rankings, folks. At the end of the Six Nations, it was a magnificent campaign. Many of the teams had their moments. Literally everybody got a win during the Six Nations, which is fantastic to see. How have the teams changed since the start to the end of the competition? Who's up and down from this most recent round? We'll go through them and you guys can let us know your thoughts on how fair or not you reckon the rankings sit as we are here in the middle of March. South Africa and New Zealand still 1 and 2. Nobody was able to surpass either of these countries during the Six Nations campaign. We'll see them get into action in this new Nations League competition soon enough, so their points will be more at risk, but steady as she goes for 1 and 2. And then Ireland are kind of a winner throughout the Six Nations campaign. They obviously got themselves a triple crown. They missed out on the Six Nations title ever so slightly, but yeah, they're up a spot in the world rankings. They started the competition 4th, they finished 5th, and they took a little bit of pointage, not much, off the Scots with that home win. And then France with their Six Nations title win over the English are likewise up a few points, and they are up pre-tournament from 5th into 4th. Some people ask, how can they be champions and still ranked below Ireland? That doesn't make sense. They beat Ireland. Remember, it's not 1v1. It's the accumulation of points across a large time period. France last year dropped a bunch of points when they toured New Zealand with an understrength side due to top 14 commitments. Otherwise, France's world ranking may be higher than it is. This is a representation of all your results, not just the most recent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games kind of thing. So France at the minute are in 4th, which is still up from their pre-tournament 5th. Argentina are in 5th because England, who were in 3rd at the start of the Six Nations campaign, plummeted like a stone with those 4 losses in a row. They are now below Argentina. So yeah, it's been a tough campaign for England, and it didn't do their world rankings any favours. Scotland are, you may think, a bit underrepresented. They're actually up. They started the Six Nations campaign in 9th. So they're up into 7th, which is, I feel like, maybe a more fitting position of where they're at, but their campaign was kind of bookended by losses with a really glorious run in the middle. Australia, Fiji, and then Italy. Italy started the comp in 10th. They finish in 10th. It was a good, I think, overall campaign for them as well. They'll be disappointed with that last loss where they dropped a few points against Wales. That could have seen them if they'd got that win, you know, past Fiji and past Australia. But the fact they lost maybe means 10th is a fair reflection for them at the minute. And then Wales, they're up this week, but they finished their campaign where they started. They're in 11th spot. They took some points off the Italians with that home win. So good to see Wales finally get a Six Nations win after such a long drought. They have passed Japan. And then, why am I wearing a Portugal jersey? As we get past the Six Nations sides and into the Rugby Europe Championship sides, Portugal beat Georgia 19 points to 17. I guess on form, maybe you could say you saw that coming. I've not been following that competition much more than just the results. And Georgia hadn't looked convincing, but if there's one thing I know, that Georgia always wins this competition. They win every single game. But Portugal have won. I think they've broken like an 8-year Georgian bit of dominance to win the Rugby Europe Championship. Massive congratulations to Portugal. That is a huge, huge result. Georgian rugby is under the spotlight a wee bit at the minute. And then losing that result is going to add a bit of salt into the wound. Elsewhere, Spain beat Romania. So Spain also took some points too. And Belgium also beat Switzerland. So yeah, Portugal are up a couple of spots. They've passed the Uruguayans and the USA. So that is how the world rankings are sitting. Like I said, Ireland and France are up overall, as are the Scots. Wales have finished the same. And England is kind of the biggest loser of this Six Nations campaign. How do you guys think these rankings sit? Are you pretty happy with the order? It feels kind of fair enough to mine, if we consider the fact that it is, as I said, not just a kind of one-on-one shootout. The fact that Scotland beat England doesn't mean they should be above England. Just means they won that one game. Likewise, France and Ireland and whatnot. So yeah, you guys let us know your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel if you've enjoyed all the coverage over the Six Nations period. This will be the last World Rankings one for a while, because they won't be changing with none of the teams in action. But once we get some international rugby back, we'll get back to the rankings. You guys take care. I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.